Hey, what's up, everyone? Another next week of the NFL season coming up, week 6. I'm here with my picks, and welcome back to the Fonza. Before we get into that, I want to talk about last week. This is a pretty. The Lions finally clicked on all cylinders, and we finally got the first win. We did some very good things in that. Special teams played good. The offense played good. Defense, the front played good as well, and the secondary didn't do too bad either. So we finally clicked as a team, and I love what I saw. Let's see if we can try and use some momentum going further into the season with that. With that said, I'm going to get onto these picks, and I'll talk about the Lions game coming up. I'll probably save that one for last, and then I'm still going to say the Rams aren't quite as bad as what happened. We did beat them pretty bad, 44-6, but I still don't think the Rams are all that bad. It's just one of those games. I think every team once in a while has one of those games. So, well, going further, we got Atlanta and Philadelphia. I'm going to go with Philly in that one. I think it will be a decent game. It's going to be close. I think that's one that could go right down to the wire, but I'm going to go with Philadelphia just because as far as they seem to be a tad bit more consistent on offense. Atlanta sometimes they seem to be just in a slump sometimes on their offense. I don't know. But Atlanta is looking hot right now. This should be a good game. I'm wondering if Vic's going to play in this one, or if it's going to be Kevin Cobb. It'd be fun to see Vic play against the Eagles, this time as the official start. Play against the Falcons this time as the official starter, unlike last time, where he just came in for a couple plays. And then you have the Chiefs and Texans. Texans they're just having troubles in the Chiefs. They had they got their first loss to the Colts, but their defense has been playing tough, and they're looking pretty good. And they got a great secondary, and Eric Berry back there, and all those young guys they have. I'm liking what I'm seeing out of the Chiefs, and I'm picking them to win this game. Then you have Cleveland and Pittsburgh. Big Ben will be back, and it seems McCoy will start, so this should be interesting. Two different quarterbacks that we haven't seen for the past weeks. I'm going to go with the Steelers here. And then you have the Seahawks and Chicago Bears. I'm going to go with the Bears. I believe Jay Cutler will be back if he gets cleared and all. Seahawks are just a little too inconsistent, as I said earlier, so I'm really not sure what to expect out of them. I'm definitely going to go with Chicago here. And then you have Baltimore and New England. This is going to be should be a good game, revenge game for the Patriots. They're without Randy Moss. Without Randy Moss, I just don't know what to expect from the New England offense right now, because they do have a lot of other weapons out there. So it should be something to look at. See who's going to step up for their vertical threat. And I'm going to have to go with Baltimore though, just because of that fact. I really don't know what to expect from New England's offense at this point. But this is definitely one I see being a little more competitive than that last playoff game we saw. And then you have San Diego and the Rams. San Diego's been having a tough time. It's a good thing they signed back their linemen, because they're having some problems up front. Kind of got to Phillip Rivers a lot. The Raiders got to Phillip Rivers this past game a lot. I do expect San Diego to win, but I'm not really sure what to expect, because sometimes San Diego just has this style where they'll try and do stuff at the end, sometimes win, sometimes lose. I'm not sure where San Diego is at this point, but I do expect them to win this game. Then you have Miami and Green Bay. It might be the Packers. I don't know what's going on. They're having so many injuries. I'm not sure if they're going to be with or without Aaron Rodgers. It is in Lambeau, so that's a plus, but I'm going to have to go with Miami. I just don't know. I'm not sure what's going on with Green Bay with all the injuries, and I think they're having major problems in their secondary. So, and they're having a hard time scoring at times, so I'm going to have to go with Miami. But this is probably going to be, I don't expect the scoring to go anywhere past 24 points per team, so it should be somewhat on the lower side on the scoring board. Then you have the Saints and Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tampa got a nice win with all their young players against the Cincinnati Bengals. They fought hard and got the win. And then the Saints, they're not clicking right now. I don't know if it's because of without Reggie Bush, or they're just not getting turnovers, what they're usually used to doing. So there's still some good things you see from the Saints, but I think they're just lacking a run game, and I think they're missing Reggie Bush right now, and it's really starting to show on their offense, because the coverage is what they want to do. Reggie Bush kind of takes away some of the coverage of what they want to do down the field. To look out the safety and all that stuff, so it makes the coverages a little tighter, and it's gonna be interesting to see what happens here. But I don't know, man. The Saints are just, that's a trip right now. I'm not sure what's going on with that one. But I'm definitely going to have to go with the, I think the Bucks are on fire. They might take this one. I'm going to go with the Bucks, but New Orleans could win this, but I'm going to go with the Tampa Bay Bucks. And then you have the Jets and Broncos. The Broncos have been doing pretty good on defense, and we know what the Jets are all about on defense, so this should be a fun defensive game. Denver, they did lose to the Ravens by a couple scores, but they mainly killed themselves with penalties. I don't think that game could have. I think that game was a lot closer than what the score was showing. Denver wasn't quite that bad in that game. They just were killing themselves with penalties, and they've got to work that out. They're killing themselves. Didn't really give themselves a chance. And Brendan Lloyd's looking great, and Kyle Orton nice. And on the Jets side, you've got Sanchez and their great defense. And Cromartie's looking pretty good for them at corner. I like what I saw out of him in last night's game against the Vikings. In this game, it is in Denver, so Denver has a slight chance, but you know, I'm gonna go. Jets got that monster defense, so that is a tough call. I'm gonna have to go with Denver just because they're at home, but that should be a good game right there. The Jets might win, but I'm gonna go with Denver. They're at home, so I'm gonna give it to Denver. Mile High Stadium and all, but both are used to this type of weather. A lot of changing going on, and then you have Oakland and the 49ers. 49ers just can't seem to get it done yet. They've been close a couple times. I think Alex Smith just needs to be a little more consistent. It seems like they always, each and every week, they have something new that's just screwing their chances over and just messing their flow and tone up, if you know what I mean. But the 49ers are better than their record right now, and I think this is the week they'll get it done. I'm going to give this to the 49ers. I think they'll get it done. Even though Oakland is, look, they're playing tough too. This should be a good matchup. I think the 49ers will finally get it done here. And then you have Dallas against the Vikings. Dallas came off of a tough loss, as did the Vikings. Both teams didn't do horribly bad. It was just turnovers which killed both teams. Favre, I'll give Favre a little credit on his fumbles in the Jets game. That rain was just coming down. That was ridiculous. When I was watching that game, I was like, wow. There was that much rain happening in New York? Shoot. That'd be tough to play in that kind of conditions because it's going to be kind of hard to hold on to the ball and stuff. And then on the flip side for the Cowboys, I mean, Romo was looking pretty nice too. Their offense, Miles Austin's a beast, and I mean, they just didn't win the game. I think that interception really hurt them there at the end. And then that special teams play, they kind of lost it there. But overall, I think both quarterbacks on both teams, I think it's going to come down to whoever plays better out of the quarterbacks, I think is going to win that game. And it isn't, I don't know. I think the Vikings might win. I'm going to go with the Vikings, but this should be a good game. The Vikings defense is just a tad bit more up to par, I think, right now, but Cowboys defense is no joke either, but Cowboys defense was a little off this past game, I believe. So I'm going to go with the Vikings here, but I think it mainly will come down to the play of the quarterbacks who will really decide the outcome of this game, but I am going to go with the Vikings in this situation. Then you have for the Monday night game, you have for the Monday night game, you have Tennessee and Jacksonville. I'm gonna go with Tennessee here. This is gonna be, it's a division game. These dudes they tend to play each other rather competitively, but sometimes it can be flip-sided when they play. But I think Tennessee will take this one. Should be a good game. Then you have Indy and Washington on Sunday night, and man, Washington's been pulling out some wins. Like, you'll watch the game and be like, these dudes are gonna lose, and they beat Green Bay, they beat Dallas. They're winning some games that I just didn't expect them to win. And I think they should have really won against Houston, but they just didn't pull that one out. Donovan McNabb's looking pretty nice, and then you have Peyton Manning, of course, on the other side. But I'm gonna have to go with the Colts here. It's just Peyton Manning. I rarely ever pick against him. I mean, he's been having it rough lately, but he's got the Redskins secondary, but Aaron didn't do too much against the secondary, which I was surprised of. Well, he did have good statistics, but they didn't really score too much, and Peyton's been a little off, so this might actually be another one of those games where I think that they'll pull away from the Skins, but the Skins are hanging in there, and I could be wrong on this, but I will go with Indianapolis. And now on to the Detroit and New York game. The Giants really they've looked good for their past two games, from playing the Texans and Bears. And Detroit, we've been playing tough all season. We finally got our win against the Rams. Coming into this game, it's going to be in New York, and I'm not sure if Megatron's going to play. Of course, everybody knows Megatron, Calvin Johnson. I'm not sure if he's going to be in here. It depends on if he's injured or not. It is in New York, and I'm going to pick the Giants. The Lions did come off a great win. If they play tough, if they play like they did last week, they might have a chance, but I'm going to pick the New York Giants here. We're going to have to definitely bring some pressure up front to try and slow down their offense, and we need to stop their running game. If we can stop their running game and get to Eli Manning, and try and make it really does depend on if we can get to Eli Manning or not. If we're going to get the bad Eli or the good Eli, and I think that all depends on if he can get pressure or not. Lions are capable, but if we can do it, I think we have a good chance. But from right here, I think I'm going to go with the Giants. They're at home, and they're playing some good football, and then you got Justin Tuck, and then you have their front as well, and they've got some monsters. They got some monster rushers up front too. So it's going to be a test for Sean Hill in that offense, and I expect to see more of Jabba Best, especially if Calvin Johnson isn't able to go. But I think that will be a decent game. I don't think it will be a blowout in no way, but I just think the Giants may take that one probably about maybe by 10 points. Detroit could keep it. It could be closer than that, but I'm maybe by 10. I'm going to go Giants by 10, but we'll see what happens. And I'm just glad to get that win. And then we have our bye coming up, and then we come off and play the Redskins. So we'll see what happens with that. Matthew Stafford will. I don't think he's going to play this last game. It hasn't been saying if he's going to play or not, but I think it will be all good with Sean Hill. Let him, because when he comes back, I want him to be ready to go. I don't want him to have any relapse or anything like that. So I think he should just relax, just rest it up for the bye, and just come back ready to go. Week 8 against the Redskins, and well, we'll see what happens from there. But I'm going to go with the Giants in this game, and leave your comments and tell me what you guys think. See you later on the Detroit Lions Fonza.